Hey, it's your pal Fernbark, and back up at Morning Wood, and it is just a beautiful day out. Perfectly clear sky. It's 46 right now, should peak out around 52. Perfect for working outside. Pretty happy. Took all the bedding, pillows, and sleeping bags out of here last time. So this time I'm just going to go ahead and inflate a mattress over the top of that wood surface right there. Well, after I give it a pretty thorough cleaning. And I'm just going to sleep down there. I normally sleep up in the top part, which might be hard to see. The sun makes it hard to see the viewfinder. But I want to get that mattress out and get that cleaned up and clean up that whole top part before I sleep up there again. Well, this is very exciting. It's 11:30 in the morning and I'm actually getting full sun on my panels, which means the sun is finally getting high enough to get over the top of the trees, and I am making full power, which is great news because it allows to keep my refrigerator at 30 degrees. So keeps everything cold in there and keeps my ice packs from melting. So if you were thinking about leaving leather shoes in a camper all winter, I would advise against doing that. Get one of these numbers in the middle, they are a bear to split. In the past I've had people ask why I have all these stumps going up the side of this hill like that, and you know, I pretty much kept kind of silent about it, but now with this rash of beer stump videos coming out, there's a lot of misinformation going on out there, and as a person who actually farms stumps, I feel it's time to like come out and put out some real information that people can use. So what I see on a lot of videos are people going out and pulling beers out of really old stumps, but these stumps are pretty much tapped out at this point. For example, I got a big stump right here, another stump right here. I know for a fact that one is about had. Let's see what we got. Whoa, that's risky. So yeah, here we go. So, yeah, I pulled one out of here, but you know, it's a bush. So, you know, I can find these all day long. It's not a big deal. But if you really want to get the good brews, I'll show you how you do it. So if you want to get the good beers, it's going to take a little bit more work. So what you got to do is stay away from those old nasty stumps and look for a couple of nice good prime stumps like you see behind me here. Now these stumps are about 2 years old and they got to be pretty close to being ready to produce. So it's a lot like shopping for melons. Oh, really close. now behind clouds, which is behind trees. And yeah, it's starting to get really cool here in a jiff. So it's time to wrap her up for the day. I got my mattress inflated. It like fits exactly perfectly, which is pretty cool considering the fact that there's about a 35-year difference between when this truck camper was made and when the mattress was made. We'll see how it works out tonight. Well, since it's starting to get colder, there's only one thing to do. Do some monologuing at the old wood pile. So last night I stayed in the camper and it got down to 35 degrees, which is kind of humorous because I've been watching Pine Tree Line Outdoors, I think is the full. And he's up in Canada and he's out camping in a tent and it's so cold his beard is frosted. So I'm not going to stand here and tell you I was miserable and it was 35 degrees. In fact, it was pretty comfortable. My $25 Coleman sleeping bag got the job done. Just my face was a little bit cold. Breathing in cold air was kind of weird, but it wasn't anything that kept me up. So that was that. I got a package from DMS Outdoors. I want to give away a his, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a open. But before I do, I just want to say thanks. I'm not really into shout outs and that kind of thing. I always feel like I'm going to forget somebody and then they'll be like, well, why didn't you shout me out? Well, I don't, I subscribe to like 100-something channels, so it's hard to get everybody. But just do want to say thanks to Carolina Chris and Kevin's Adventures. They both gave me a shout out and boosted my channel about 100 subscribers from 200 to 300. So that was pretty sweet. Thanks a lot, guys. You didn't have to do that, but I totally appreciate it. Let's take a look at what I got. I started to open it and then I remembered I wanted to do it in the woods. So anyhow, Dave makes I'm going to read it, S4 Tactical Gear. He makes pouches and he's got some other stuff going on. If you like that and you want to support a YouTuber, go ahead and check him out. This is the S4. Geez, getting old as a real bear. Oh, I'll bring it up to the camera so you guys can see it. It's a pretty, oh, it's got good tape on it. So this is an example of one of the pouches that he makes. I'm going to go ahead and open her up. Put a little something in there to keep you from getting lost in your big pack or whatever. So thanks, Dave. I'll be using this. And speaking of giveaways, as I turn my back to you and walk away, there's a few of them out there that are interesting. My buddy Mark Eat Carbs Outdoors has got a giveaway going on. Give him a look. If you haven't checked it out, Shalisa Shell has a giveaway. She's giving away a fat wood knot, which looks pretty cool. And then, boy, if you haven't checked out Maple House Knives, he's giving away a knife and a ferro rod, which if I could get an extra 100 entries, I'd be willing to negotiate slicing off one of my little toes to get that sucker. Anyhow, that's what's going on in the YouTube world. I'm running out of breath. Well, I'm not doing any cooking in this episode. I was actually filming another video for I was eating a French individual combat ration. I think it had 3,600 calories in it, so it took me all day to go through that thing. Anyhow, that's a different video. Hope you liked this one, and as always, thanks for watching.